So what's going on, New York Giants fans? I got a question for you. There's a storyline not being talked about at all coming into this game. But before I get into it, if you could do me a big favor and give me a giant elbow drop off the top rope and hit that like button if you like what you're watching, please consider subscribing. And with no further ado, let's get into the video. So I don't want to talk about Daniel Jones. I want to talk about another subject matter that no one is talking about, and that is Big Ben. Let's not sit here and pretend that he didn't tear 3 tendons off the bone last year in week 2 and missing the remainder of the season. Yet no one's talking about this. Now, let me get this straight before I get this Pittsburgh Steelers fan that's looking to hammer me into the ground, essentially, in my comment section. I'm not rooting for Big Ben to be injured. I'm not even rooting for Big Ben to be a shell of himself. But this must be a concern if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and it's certainly something Giants fans are going to be watching in this game. It is a concern. Let's not sit there and pretend it's not. But again, I don't want Big Ben to be injured because I want to see where my team is. Because I'm always a person I want to take the team on at their best. So I want Big Ben healthy and being the Big Ben of old to see where my team stacks up. Because you guys are the favorite, as you should be, considering the Giants have been the worst team in the league for the last 3 years as far as losses go. All that being said, though, Big Ben has only finished 16 games 5 times in his career. He's coming off what I want to get this misconception out right now. He didn't have Tommy John surgery. He had a completely different surgery. Obviously, it still has to regard the elbow, and we have to see if Big Ben is the same person or the same quarterback. But he is going to set a record this year, I believe. And that is the record for being sacked the most times ever by a quarterback. Currently, he is third as of February 26, 2019. And I believe he's trailing by 24 sacks to Brett Favre, who's the leader, that has 525 for his career. So Big Ben, I think, will be sacked over 24 times this year. And call me crazy if you want. That's a lot of sacks. But I think he could set the record. But let's not pretend as Giants fans we don't know what it is to have a quarterback at the twilight of his career. And everybody expects this gradual drop-off until it's obvious. As Giants fans, we couldn't sense it very well. Some of us wanted to say he was done. Some of us said he was not done. Some of us want him to come back even now. But at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, at 37 years old, coming off of elbow surgery, can Big Ben duplicate even 2018 numbers or anywhere close to what he's been for his career averages? That's a realistic question. And not to mention, this man has a banged up interior offensive line coming into this game. And the one strength of the Giants is the interior defensive line, or the 3-down line position in a 3-4 defense. This has to be a concern if you're a Steelers fan. Now, I know what the Giants want to implement here. We want to run the football, control the clock, control time of possession. And what the Steelers are going to attempt to do is put 7-8 in the box and say Daniel Jones beat us. To utilize that pass rush and tee off on Daniel Jones with a weak offensive line, which I expect us to have, or at least a very inconsistent offensive line at the very least. But this also needs to be concerned with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And even though the Giants secondary isn't as strong as it could be, are the Steelers really comfortable with a man coming off of elbow surgery asking Big Ben to throw 40, maybe even 50 times in this game? I do not think so. Not to mention he hasn't been hit in a while. This must be a concern if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. That's something certainly I'm going to watch. Is Big Ben the same quarterback? And yet no one's talking about it. I don't get it. The fact of the matter is, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be looking to implement the same thing in this game. Expect a heavy dose of James Conner and those Pittsburgh running backs in this game. Because I can't imagine week 1 with a shortened offseason, even though Big Ben's been recovering since week 2 last year, I can't imagine the Pittsburgh Steelers want to go out there and say, chuck it, Big Ben, chuck it. I'm just saying. Either way, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's been OGR Sports, and I'll catch you on the next vid.